Good evening, everyone. This is Robert from RJL Network. And tonight I'm doing a special RJL Network presentation of Strat-O-Matic Baseball, super advanced. Now, of course, you guys know I just did a basic Strat-O-Matic only about a few days ago. And that was the first time I played basic Strat in about 30 years. Tonight is going to be my first attempt at playing super advanced Strat-O-Matic, also in 30 years. I'm probably going to make a whole bunch of mistakes, but we'll see what happens tonight. I do have the Strat-O-Matic super advanced charts and everything, and I do have the rule book handy, of course, as well, ready to at a moment's notice. So hopefully you guys will bear with me as we play some serious Strat-O-Matic. So tonight we're going to play the opening day game between the New York Mets. The only season I have in Strat is the 1986 season. For those of you who don't know me, of course, as a Mets fan. So we're going to do opening day at Three Rivers Stadium, April 8th. 1986, between the New York Mets and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Dwight Gooden was the starting pitcher for the Mets. Rick Reuschel on the mound for the Pirates. So they get the call tonight for tonight's matchup. So hopefully I will get this right as best as possible. So we'll see what happens here. Play all 162 of your 86 Mets. I don't know yet what I'm going to do. I mean, I do have this listed as opening day. I don't know if I'm going to count this as a official game. I just want to play it and to see what happens here for super advanced. And of course, my knowledge of Strat is really weak compared to my knowledge of inside pitch. But yes, you love Tenacious Earl baseball demos. Good to see Brandon Baker, Steeler fan, and Brian B here tonight for this opening day matchup. As I said, I don't know if I'll count this as an official opening day. We'll see what happens. We'll see how the game plays. Setting this game up is a little bit more intricate than inside pitch. Inside pitch, I just get the information I need and throw the cards in there and get my chart and ready to go. This is a little bit more intricate. The havoc rolls and the super advanced weather charts and all that stuff, and utilizing all of these. So I don't know why Strat-O-Matic used such flimsy ass paper for charts. I just, I understand. I understand you want to cut corners, but I mean, really, come on. I understand you had this to go ahead and fold this up, and put this in the box. I get it. But if every other chart, if every other chart, is card stock, I mean, really, Strat, you know what I mean? So if the Mets lose, it's not opening day. Good to see ID Jester. Were you able to vacuum up all the pieces of Strat-O-Matic that you blew up on in your rant a few days ago concerning Baseball Max? I heard the Strat-O-Matic stock went down about 100 points after that rant. So remember, people, ID Jester's rants are universally well known. And you can be, think about it, you can be honored. If you're ranted by ID Jester, you can take that as a badge of honor. But not in the case when he rants against Strat-O-Matic and what was it? What was the hockey? Stone Cold Hockey. Not when he does those rants. So hopefully we'll play a decent game tonight. Who knows how long it's going to take to play, but we'll try it out. So I guess the first thing I got to do is find out the weather effects, and I'm going to use the super advanced weather effects charts. We are in Pittsburgh. And today is April, so I guess I'll roll a D20, and that comes up as a right between the dice. I'll re-roll that. That's a 5, so Pittsburgh is going to be good weather. So I guess so. That's going to be good weather in Pittsburgh. Good, well, actually, no, that's a 5. It's at night. This was a night game, I think. So it's actually going to be average weather. So 6-6 for singles and 5-11 for home runs off the card. So, like I said, if you guys can help me out while I do this, we'll see how it works out, and we'll try it. If the Mets lose, it's not opening day. Let's see here. All right, so starting pitcher for the Pirates in this game was Reuschel. The one thing about these cards, I mean, they have all the information. That's great, but you got to get the information on the back. Reuschel in 1986, 9 wins, 16 losses, a 3.96 ERA, 125 strikeouts, and 57 walks. So Reuschel already with the do-overs is just the weather. No, it wasn't a do-over. It was. You know what? Don't make me block. Don't make me ban you. Let's see. Well, we'll see what happens. All right, so let's see if I can get this right. So here's a super advanced fielding charts, a simple charts, and fielding charts, grounder, ground one, ground ball, all that crud. All right, we'll see. Like I said, if someone, I don't understand really why, like I said, why they went ahead and did the charts like this, but I guess they had to fit it in a box. I don't know. I guess you professional Strat-O-Matic players, you probably take these charts and laminate them, I'm sure. Probably laminate them, I guess. It just shows you that even though I'm playing some Strat-O-Matic tonight, nothing will replace inside pitch. All right, let's try the top of the first and see what happens. Leading off for the Mets in this game was Lenny Dykstra. And let's see, Dykstra had a 295 average that year, 8 bombs, 45 RBIs, and he will lead off. All right, so let's see what happens. So let's roll. Good to see everybody here, of course, and Clee baseball fan who is also a big-time Strat-O-Matic expert. He's playing the advanced version. I'm going super advanced. So let's see what happens here. Let's see how I screw this up. So let's see. 5-4. That's off Reuschel's card. And against the lefty, 5-4. Fly ball center field X. So I guess I already got to check the center fielder for the X chart. And that's Joe Orsulak out there. And he is a 2-7. So I got to go get there first. So let's see here. See 2-7. And let's see here. That's fly center field. 2-7. So I roll the 3 dice. Or actually roll all the dice and see what happens here. So it's a fly center field X. So that is an 8. And Orsulak's range is a 2. And that is going to be an F2. And his error rating is a 7. So it'd be a 14, and there is no error there. So that is going to be an 8, and that is going to be a fly. That's going to be an F2, which I believe is just a fly out, if I'm correct. Let's see here. I think that's just an F2. Yeah, so outfielder catches the ball for fly out. Okay, good. All right. The D20 is your range, and the 3D6 added together. Yes, that I do know. I mean, I have watched a lot of I have watched a lot of baseball demos, but thank you there, Jester. Yes, that's correct. So that's gonna be a fly out to center, 1 out. Here comes Wally Backman, 320 average that year, a homer and 27 RBIs. Excellent against righties, stinks against lefties. And that is a 2-6, and against a righty is a ground ball to first. It's a ground out to first. So taken care of there by Sid Bream, 2 away. And now here is Keith Hernandez, who should be in the Hall of Fame. 310 batting average, 13 homers, and 83 RBIs. Oh, for those of you who don't know, Inside Pitch, 1993 and 1996 seasons have been released. So for those of you who are waiting for those 2 seasons, 93 and 96 are available. be there or be square. With those 2 seasons, Chris Davis of Inside Pitch has completed the 1990s. So you now have a complete chronology from 1956 all the way to 2000. He's now filled up all the holes from there. So 93 and 96 are now available. And I know 93 is one of Baseball Demos' favorite seasons, so I let him know. All right, so if you want to play Inside Pitch, 93 to 96 and 96 are available. Next year, I'm sure we'll see 2023. And he said to me he will do 2001 to 2006 to finish off the holes in his early inventory. And then I told him he could do whatever he wants after that. Still trying to get over 1990 coming in second. Brandon, come on. I mean, come on. You're going to get 1972. The Reds were in the World Series that year. They lost to the Athletics. Give it a break. You know, really. Here's Hernandez. Let's see here. 1-6. And against a righty, that is a walk. So he will trot to first. Here's the problem with these big cards. I can't really throw them on the board as well as I'd like to. Not what I really like. Oh, let's see here. Jeremy Brooks joins me. That'll work. That works. All right. I can do it. So Keith Hernandez draws a base on ball, so we'll walk. And that'll bring up the kid, Gary Carter, 255 average, 24 bombs, 105 RBIs in 1986. Can the Nasty Boys pitch for that 1972 Reds team? So Hernandez on the first. Now, I know I got to roll a Havoc. So, and that is a 15. I don't think anything happens. Let me check that. I forget. I know it works something like the strategy roll, but I'm not sure what the Havoc. I mean, what is it? 1 or a 2? You roll to see something like that. Ugh. Let me see here. Dang. I knew how to play. I could play this easily if it was years ago. Let's see here. Only a 1 or a 2 on the Havoc roll. So everything else, you don't worry about it, right? Even a 20 or anything like that, only a 1 or a 2. Okay. A 1 is what? A balk, and a 2 is a wild pitch? Possible wild pitch. Disregard 3 to 20. Okay. And for stealing, and okay, I guess I rolled to see if I could jump, but Hernandez is not going to try to steal anyway. So that'd be ridiculous. He couldn't steal. He couldn't steal. He couldn't steal away. So, all right. So, all right. So nothing happens. So Carter will swing. Let's see. 3-6 against a righty. That is going to be a line out to third base. So he hits one right to third. So that's an L5. So nothing across except a walk for the Mets. And we'll go to the bottom of inning number 1. Starting pitcher for the New York Mets. Dr. K, 17 wins, 6 losses, a 2.84 ERA, 200 Ks, 80 walks. Dr. K is starting pitcher for the Mets. If Mel Stottlemyre had just left Dwight Gooden alone, Dwight Gooden would have been another 20-game winner that year, would have had 300 strikeouts, but he tried to give Dwight Gooden a new pitch, and it kind of screwed him up. And, of course, Dwight was already on the drugs at that time anyway. Brendan Baker, the 90 Reds would make the playoffs in FastScore. Quick half inning. Okay. So we go to the bottom of the first. Leading off for the Pirates is R.J. Reynolds, and he is in right field for the game. 269 average, 9 bombs, 48 RBIs. R.J. Reynolds, a switch hitter going up against Dr. K. Let's see here. 4-8. And Reynolds is a switch, so it will be against the lefty. So 4-8. Switch hitter left. 4-8 is a fly ball to right. So we'll fly out to right field. And that will be handled by Darryl Strawberry, 1 down. Dr. K, isn't that the Kroger ripoff of Dr. Pepper? Here's Joe Orsulak. He is at center field for the game. 249 average, 2 bombs, 19 RBIs. Orsulak got the call for the Pirates in this game. 4-8 again. 4-8 against the lefty again is a 4-8 against the lefty is a fly ball to right field again. So that is out number 2. Next batter was second baseman Johnny Ray. 301 average, 7 homers, and 78 RBIs. The 1986 Pittsburgh Pirates were they were kind of bad. They were not a good team that year. They were not a good team. Johnny Ray, a switch hitter, so Gooden pitching against lefty. So let's see here. 6-6. And that is going to be against the switch. Against lefty. And that's going to be a 6-6. And that is a ground ball to second base, handled by Backman. And the throw goes to first for the out. So 1-2-3 go the Pirates. So a nice job there by Dr. K to get it done. And no score after 1. Top of the second coming up. Set it my way. So top of the second coming up there. You guys can't even see that well, can you? No. Let's try to move everything over a bit. Timeout. I have a little bit of room. Move things over a little bit here so you can see. Strat-O-Matic a little different. I have all the room in the world for inside pitch. I don't have any room in the world for Strat-O-Matic. That looks a little better there. Is it true that Bonilla is negotiating a lifetime contract with the Mets while still a member of the Pirates? Yes, he is. By the way, Bobby Bonilla is not in the lineup tonight for the Pirates. Top of the second, Rick Reuschel will take over here. And leading off for the Mets will be the Straw. 259 average, 27 homers, 93 RBIs. The Straw Man goes ahead and will hit against Reuschel to start the top of the second. Let's see, 4-8. 4-8 against the lefty, and that is a single to center field, I believe. Yep, single center field. So Strawberry will get on first with a base hit. And the next batter will be left fielder George Foster, the $10 million bum. 227 average, 13 homers, 36 RBIs. George Foster, an absolute bum. Did really nothing for the Mets. That's why they traded him in the middle of the point season. Now, Strawberry does have stealing ability. Rolling on a havoc. Nothing happening. Strawberry, 2-6 to steal, 12, 17 to 14. So how many stolen bases did he have? He had 28. So in order for Strawberry to steal a 2-6, or a 12, he gets the jump, and it's 1-17. If he doesn't get that, it's a 4. If he doesn't get that, it's a 14. And of course, the catcher arm, which is Pena, and he's a -3. So I believe I said that right. Is that correct? I'll get the rules to be sure. So much inside pitch is so much easier. Let's see here. So just to be sure. So take pitcher hold into account as well. So Reuschel has a hold of 0. So let's see here. Geez, I haven't played this in so long. Some pitchers have different stealing grades. So Strawberry running one. Let's see, stealing is an A. Catcher's throwing arm ratings, T ratings. The runner steals second or third in a roll of 1, 2, 3. The catcher's T for the second roll of T range. The catcher's committed a throwing error. So super advanced supplementary stealing system. Ignore the base runner's letter grade stealing rating instead of use numeric rating. So let's see here. So combine the catcher's arm. So let's see here. So he gets the jump on a 2-6 or a 12, right? So he gets the jump on a 2-6 or a 12. And so he gets the jump on a 2-6 or 12. To get jump is before the slash, and to get this jump is after the slash. So number 20 games right, stealing success ratings. First one is a good lead. The second one he does not. So to get jumpers before the slash of not, take the lower number to steal. So, okay. So base runner make only one attempt for a good lead while occupies the same base. So steal attempt to use the runner's adjusted first success rating if there's a good lead, and has adjusted second success rating if it fails to achieve his good lead. And of course, if the runner's being held, yeah, he would be held. So if he's held, you know what? Nah, we'll for this first try, I'll go ahead and they will not steal, but he is being held. So here's Foster. So let's see what happens. 3-7. 3-7 against a righty is a walk. As a righty, 3-7 is a walk. So I didn't have to worry about stealing. Foster automatically moves to second base anyway. All right. I do not have a board for these cards, and that is for sure. This board is not designed for these cards. I wonder if I should use the board underneath. But even that board wasn't that high enough, I think. All right. Okay. Strawberry 17, hold a 0, -2 of held. If he can jump, those can catch a throw rating. Okay. All right, maybe we'll next time. But anyway, you got to walk anyway. So runners at first and second. Here comes Hojo. Howard Johnson, 245 batting average, 10 homers, and 39 RBIs in 1986. So runners at first and second. Here's Johnson. Nobody out, top of the second inning. I should roll a Havoc first, right? I'm sorry. Nothing on the Havoc. I'll re-roll it. 2-7. 2-7 against a righty is a strikeout. Now, I see the clutch symbol here, but it's not. I don't think that clutch comes into effect on this play, if I'm correct. If I'm right about that, I see the clutch symbol, but I don't think that comes into effect. He's got a runner in scoring position, but I think he got to be with 2 outs or something like that, probably. I think that's how that works on Super Advanced. Sorry, guys, but I'm going to play it. Clutch hitting. Ignore this. Okay, ignore this hitting. Ignore the symbol and accept the original rule unless there are 2 out with at least 1 runner at second or third base. But when this clutching situation exists and the batter's dice roll as a result with a clutch, they'll have to handle the results this way. So yeah, it is a strikeout. Okay, that's what I thought. It is a strikeout. Okay. So because with the clutch hitting there, which it is there, so ignore the symbol and accept the original result unless there are 2 out, which there isn't. There's nobody out, so it's okay. All right, so struck him out, 1 down. So there is a K. Next batter is Rafael Santana. He's at short, 218 average, a homer, and 28 RBIs that year. Rolling a Strat, or I should say Havoc, and nothing on there. It's an 8, so nothing happening there. So runners at first and second here. Try this out. This is going to be a long game, but hey, that's why I chose a Friday night. That's why I chose a Friday night to do this. I don't work tomorrow. Let's see here. 4-4, and against a righty, 4-4. Ground ball, third base X. That ball is hit to Jim Morrison. His range is a 4 with a 23E. All right, so range of a 4, 23E. Range of a 4, 23E. And that is a 6-5. That is a 17. Range of 4, 17 G1. And Morrison's a 23 at third. 11, 13, and that's an 11. That's going to be an E1. That's going to be an E1. So 6. So for a third base at E1, and Morrison is a 23, and 11, 13, or 3, 15, or 18. That's an 11. That is going to be an error. That is an E1. And that is a G1 E1. So error, batter to first, runners advance, run base. So that is an error on Jim Morrison. The runners advance, that will be an E5, of course. First error on the Pirates. So runners advance 1 base. So the Pirates, so Rick Reuschel getting having a hard time here. This looks so bad. Okay, so bases loaded, 1 out, but that brings up the pitcher, and that's Doc Gooden. Uses pitcher's hitting card number 1. And so this should be an easy out for Reuschel, probably. But who knows? Dwight might do it. Havoc roll. Nothing happening there. So Reuschel will go ahead and pitch to Doc. And that is a 3-6. And that is a, and I'm going to say the infield was in. I'm going to say the infield was in. So that is a 3-6. That's a ground ball, shortstop A. And the infield is in. And I do know I have an infield in range thing here someplace. Let's see. At least I thought I did, or it might be in the book, right? Probably in the book, right? Yeah, it's in the super. Yeah, that's in the book. All right, so infield in, I know is in the book. I don't know why they didn't make that chart available. So infield in, ground ball, shortstop A. I know it's in here someplace. So infield in, ground ball, shortstop A, and bases loaded, GBA 9, batter out, runner on third out, double play, other runners advance 1 base. Okay, so the infield was in, and Doc Gooden hits into a ground ball short into a 6-2-3 double play. I think I got that right. So 6-2-3 double play. Nothing across, no runs, 1 hit. No runs, 1 hit, an 1 error. And we go to the bottom of inning number 2. And Uncle Dave Gardner. Yes, you are on the right channel, Dave. Remember, when I'm not doing when I'm in an inside pitch off season, I like to try some other stuff. And I remember my last off season before I started 2016, and I didn't do anything. And I said, not this time. I'm going to do some stuff. So we're going to play a little Strat-O-Matic for once, but super advanced, though, tonight. And I'm learning as I go. I got some of the greatest Strat-O-Matic players in the chat to help me out. ID Jester, Brandon Baker, Clee baseball fan, Steeler fan, and now Dave Gardner joins me. So I have some of the greatest Strat-O-Matic players in the world helping me out tonight. So let's go to Yankees. Bob 7 joins us as well. But I know you guys are all waiting for Inside Pitch 1972, but that is not until New Year's Day. And again, for those of you who just joined me, 1993 and 1996 are now available for Inside Pitch. Be there or be square. Leading off for the Pirates is going to be Sid Coffey and Bream, 268 average, 16 homers, 77 RBIs. He is at first base for the game. So let's see what we got here. 2-5 against a righty, and that is a ground ball, second base with a C underlined, but I don't think that underline means a difference with this way. So I'm pretty sure that's just a ground out to second to let's see here, to Backman, and that's 1 out. I don't think the underline C. I think it only matters in something else here. You're not here to help you, just to point and laugh. That's okay. To be honest, we're all sick of Inside Pitch. I don't like you anymore, Kirk. Here's Steve Kemp. Now, if you'll notice something about Steve Kemp's card, you'll notice that card looks a little different than the typical Strat-O-Matic card. This is a French player card that the Pirates had for 1986. This was made by My Basement Media Productions. Dr. Nick, he did all the French cards for the 1986 season for me, because if I wanted to do a Mets full replay, I'll have all the players available. Since Strat-O-Matic doesn't come with all the players, but inside pitch does. Strat-O-Matic can go take a jump in the lake. So here's Steve Kemp, and he is in left field for this game. He only had 16 at bats in 1986. This game doesn't count if the Pirates win. This game ain't gonna count if the Mets win either. What is this news? Strat doesn't come with all the players? Wait, did I hear that right? Oh, I let that slip out, didn't I? Sorry. Gooden with the pitch. 4-3. Against the lefty, 4-3 is a ground ball third base X. So that is hit to Howard Johnson. And he stinks, actually, at that position. He is a 4E50. So once again, we go to the very, very flimsy paper chart. Very flimsy paper chart that a multi-million-dollar corporation can't make cardboard for. That is a 10. That's a 4. I think that's going to be a base hit. No. If he's a 4, and that is Johnson, and that is a G3 with a number symbol, pound sign. If a symbol is found by pound sign, then in the following two situations, use the symbol (2) in place of the original symbol. This infielder is positioned in defensively. No, he's not. This infielder is responsible for holding a runner on. No, he's not. Okay. And he is an E50 at third. So that is a 12. And an E50 is going to be an error, though. Yep, that will hurt in the end. He's right. That's a 12. Wait a minute. That's a 6, 8, 10. I'm sorry, it's a 10. I can't add. That's still an error, though. That's an E1. So that's going to be a E1. And that's a G3 E1. Error, batter to first, runners advance one base. So Howard Johnson makes an error, and Kemp goes to first. So that will be an E5. First error on the Mets. Math is, I know it's hard. And math is hard. All right, so Kemp is on base, and that will bring up the catcher, Tony Pena. 288 average, 10 homers, and 52 RBIs. Good year for him, actually, in 1986. All right, so Pena is up bat. Kemp stealing a D. I guess they would hold him. I don't think they would hold him. I don't think they'd hold him. He ain't gonna be held. Havoc roll. That is an 18. Nothing happening. Gooden will pitch. 1-5 against a righty, and that is a fly ball right field (B). Okay. Oh, wait, 1-5. Yeah, fly ball right field B. So that's hit the Strawberry. I guess he makes the catch, but I'm not sure about the B with the question mark. So let's see if I can find out what that means. So let's see. Go to outfield, and let's see. I don't know what the question mark means. And question mark B, runner on third can try and tag up. So that matters. So there's runner on third. So I guess it doesn't matter many. So it does. So, and Kemp, I guess, stays at first. So, all right, so it's a fly out. So fly out to right, and Kemp stays at first, 2 down. As Astros Reefer joins us here. You're welcome there, Astros Reefer. Like I said, inside pitch off season. I gotta try. I want to do some other stuff. So here comes Jim Morrison, Jim the Doors Morrison, 274 average, 23 homers, 88 RBIs. He also had a pretty good year. Nothing wrong with those stats. So Gooden trying to get out of the jam. Havoc, nothing on there. So Kemp on it first. Dr. K will pitch. And that is a 6-6. And that is against a righty, and that is going to be a ground ball to third base, handled by Johnson. He won't make an error this time, and Kemp is a slower runner. He'll throw to second to get Kemp, and that will do it. So nothing across except one no runs, no hits, but there was an error. No score after 2 in this super advanced game of Strat-O-Matic. Let's go to the third. New York Mets and the Pirates. Opening day, April 8th, 1986. The 1986 season, the greatest season in baseball history. With the greatest postseason in baseball history. And that is indisputable. Right, top of the third and top of the order for the Mets. Here's Dykstra, and he's 0 for 1. Reuschel, let's see what he's got here. A 1-8 against a righty. That, a 1-8 against a right-hander. That is a 19, and that is going to be a double for Lenny Dykstra. So Dykstra leads off with a 2-bagger. And he'll go to second base with a double. '11 is the best baseball season ever. Get a clue, you flunky. I don't know. Does anybody remember who even won the World Series in 2011? I have no idea. Some baseball team, I think, with birds on their chest or something. I don't even think anybody remembers any of the games in 2011. I mean, really? Come on. 2011? It was an odd year, too. Come on. 2011? I don't even know who won the World Series that year. Dykstra on at second. Here comes Backman. And Backman is 0 for 1. Roll a havoc. And that is a 3, but nothing happening there. He said 1 or 2, something happened. So Reuschel will pitch. And that is a 2-9 against the righty. And that is an 18. And that is a line out, second base, 13-20, but there is that triangle right there. Is that the ball? Is that ball? That's not ballpark. No. So let's see. So 2-9 with the triangle. Wish they just had a section in the rule book. I just went ahead and it just did the symbols. Sometimes they got so many symbols on these cards. So that's a ballpark single. I thought it was the down arrow. That's the upside, the right side up triangle. I thought that was the down arrow. Was that fly ball left field B? But it also said, yeah. Well, hold on. Or is that for only advanced play? We'll get this. Yeah, that's not ballpark. When this symbol appears, ignore the first reading instead. Use the second reading in italics beneath it. Okay, so when I'm playing, if you're playing advanced, you use this one. Super advanced, you use the bottom. So it is a line out to second base. 13-20. It's a line out to second base. So that's going to be 1 out instead because that's an 18. So we'll line out to second, and I guess Dykstra stays at second base. You can't see, it's too small. My bad. That triangle right there. That triangle right there. So it's a line out to second, and that is 1 down. That'll bring up Hernandez. By the way there, ID Jester, what'd you think about the Axis Empires game? I've been going through the rule book. Believe it or not, it doesn't look as difficult as you may think it is. The rules itself look pretty self-explanatory. They tried to explain pretty much every single rule. I'm looking forward to see if I can get that on the board. Get a game on it. I don't know if I'll be able to do it in this offseason, maybe after the 1972 season. But I'm reading through the rule book, and that Axis Empires game is beautiful. You're the war gamer expert here, Kirk. I'm surprised you didn't even know that was coming out. I'm really shocked you didn't, because I know you do decision. I don't know how close you are with decision games. I don't know how close you are with them, but I'm surprised you. I don't know if your Rough Swordsman knew that game was out. Let him know it is. He might want to take a look at that. It is expensive, but it's beautiful. Here's Hernandez. He walked his first time up, and nothing on the havoc. So Reuschel will go ahead and pitch. And that is a 2-6 against a righty. And that is a 1, and that is going to be a 2-6, and that is going to be a 2-star double for Keith Hernandez. So that will automatically bring in Dykstra. Hernandez has himself a RBI, and the Mets take a 1-0 lead. Double by Hernandez. And the Mets lead 1-0. Even for a war game, that's a major commitment. And for a non-war game, it will be a super commitment. Getting it too much of a commitment for me, but it looks great. Yeah, like I said, it does. It really does, ID. I'm like I said, you got your war game thing tomorrow. Mention it to a rough swordsman. And if he wants to have a look at the there are 3 people right now that have unboxings. Steve, what's his name? Dolgis, mine, and Ardwolf just did one for as well. So if he hasn't noticed it at all, and usually rough swordsman, war gamer, well, if a war game comes out on the moon. If a war game comes out on the moon, rough swordsman will know about it. Right, so that was the next batter is Carter. And Carter lined out his first time up. 1-0 Mets and an RBI double by Keith Hernandez, who should be in the Hall of Fame. And nothing on the 10 there, so Reuschel will pitch. Reuschel, a 3-3. Carter 3-3, and that is against a righty. That is going to be a foul out to the catcher. So pop out to the catcher, probably in foul territory. From one catcher to another, 2 away. And there will be the Straw is next. There's actually a restaurant on the moon. The food is great, but there's no atmosphere. Dave, you've been watching too much baseball demos. You know, you've been watching too much baseball with the demos. By the way, baseball demos did do a game. He did do a game today. Please check it out. He did a game, his first game in a while. So it was good to see baseball demos doing a game today. He did replay baseball, so check it out. Here's the Straw, and he got a single his first time up. And that is a 1. Now, a 1 you say is a possible pickoff. So it's a possible pickoff as a 1. And Reuschel has a balk 2 and wild pitch 5. Demos is okay. His voice was out of it for a little bit, and he kind of lost a little bit of the enthusiasm to stream. But I kind of pushed him towards that everybody was missing him, and they did. Everybody was missing him. All right, so we got a 1 here. So Rick Reuschel. So 1 is a wild pitch. So a wild pitch rating is a 5. So I guess what? Roll the D20 again. If it's a 5 or lower, it's a wild pitch. And it's not. Okay. So 1 is a wild pitch, 2 is a balk. I'll be honest. If I was to actually do a complete Strat-O-Matic replay, I would actually go through these charts and make my own. Make them easier to get to. 1 is a possible wild pitch on a steal attempt. 1 is a possible pickoff. Okay. All right. So no wild pitch. So Reuschel will pitch. So 6-9. So 6-9 against the lefty Strawberry. And 6-9, that is a 4. 6-9 against the lefty. And Reuschel just put one right over the plate. And Strawberry said, "Thank you very much. I'm going to send it in the corner." Pow! And that's going to be a triple. So Hernandez goes ahead. He will come in to score easily. Strawberry winds up with an RBI triple. And the Mets now have a 2-0 lead on the Pirates. So 2-0 lead on the Pirates as the Straw comes through with a big-time triple off of Reuschel. And now here is the $10 million bum Foster. He walked his first time up. Nothing on the strategy. Still 2 outs, top of the third. Mets lead 2-0. The Mets historically did win this game 4-2. Let's see, 4-6 against a righty. That is going to be 4-6. Strikeout, but with a circle. I believe that's a fatigue result, if I'm right. I believe that is a fatigue result. Anytime the Mets score, you have to roll a die 1 to 5. They don't score. That is on page 7 of the rule book. A 4-6. If I'm correct, that this number here result is a fatigue result. If I'm correct, so if he's not fatigued, that's a strikeout. If he was fatigued, that would be a single. If I'm right, I think I'm right about that. Is that correct? The dot is fatigue. Okay, so we struck him out, and the inning is over. But the Mets get 2 runs on 3 hits. And the Mets have a 2-0 lead going into the bottom of the 3rd. Don't get me wrong. Strat-O-Matic actually is fun. You know, the funny thing about Strat-O-Matic, you have all these other games. I think, to me personally, you know, no game to me is more fun than inside pitch. I have so much fun rolling inside pitch. That's why I love doing the seasons, you know. But I'll tell you, just rolling a Strat-O-Matic, I think it's more fun than Fall Classic. I think it's more fun than APA. I think it's more fun. I just, for some reason, just this game is actually kind of fun. I don't know. It is. It is. Strat-O-Matic may have its issues, but the fun factor, it's actually there. All right. Leading off for the Pirates is going to be Sam Khalifa, and he is at shortstop, a 185 average, 4 RBIs, no bombs. Sam Khalifa was at shortstop for this game. So let's see what Dr. K has got. Now it's a 2-run lead to work with. 5-3, and let's see, 5-3 against the righty. Ground ball, first base X. Well, that's hit to that is hit to, of course, Hernandez. And Hernandez is a 1-6. And that is a 4. 1-6 is a G2. So that's going to be and it is a 14. And that's not an error. So that's going to be a 4. That's a G2. So that's a ground out right to first. And that'll be taken care of by Hernandez. He will toss it over to Gooden to make the play. 1 out. "47 minutes into the stream, and I'm not even in the 3rd inning yet. But that's because we're talking and whatever. Here's Rick Reuschel. He uses pitcher's hitting card number 2. He's a little bit better of a hitter than Gooden was. Gooden, 3-8. And that is a ground ball, third base. 2 down. That is hit to Howard Johnson. And he'll make the play himself. And here's Reynolds. So let's see what we got here. Gooden, let's see, 2-8 against the righty, 2-8. Let's see, against the right-hander, 2-8. Ooh, homer, 1-10, 11-20, a double. That's a 13, and that is going to be a double for R.J. Reynolds. He just misses a home run by a little bit. That's the first hit of the game off Dr. K. As Philip Reynolds joins us here. Good to see you there. Yep, but no, it is not inside pitch. So here comes Orsulak. Orsulak is 0 for 1. Anything on Havoc? Nope. So Gooden will go ahead and he will pitch. Reynolds is staying at second base. 2-0 Mets, bottom of the 3rd. And that is a 5-8. And that is against the lefty. That is a 16. And let's against the lefty. Lefty 5. Was that 5-8? And that is a 16. And that is going to be a single 2-star. That's going to be a single, which will bring in a run. So Reynolds is going to come in to score. And Reynolds will hold. Orsulak holds it first. And that is now 2-1. So Orsulak gets an RBI single to bring in Reynolds. The batter now is Johnny Ray. Chuck Rawlings just played my 1973 SMN Advance. Yankees spanked the Brew Crew 8-1 behind 10 strikeouts. Another Doc Medich and 2 triples by Greg Nettles. And speaking of Greg Nettles, we have a very young Greg Nettles in the 1972 season, an inside pitch, coming up on starting on New Year's Day. Let's see, Orsulak, not a bad. He's got thieving ability. He's got thieving. He is going to be held with 2 outs. I think they'll hold him. And Orsulak does have speed. Let's see if we can try the steal. So, stealing. So, we're going to try a steal here for Orsulak. So, we roll to see if he gets the jump, right? That's a 12. He did. If I'm correct, that's a 12. So, that means that's good. So, that means we use this number right here. So, a 17 and then plus 1 hold is an 18. And Carter has he has a 0 arm. He has a 0 arm. So that's a straight 1 to 18 for Orsulak, isn't it? I think, right? That's a straight. So, like I said, he got the jump, got a 12. So we use the first number. So 17 plus 1, 18. Minus 2 for holding a runner, right? Okay, minus 2 for the roller, so it becomes a 16. And Gary Carter has a 0 arm, so it's a 1 to, so catcher throw is 0, so it's a 1 to 16 for him to steal second base. Okay, so 1 to 16, Orsulak steals second, and he does. So Orsulak will go ahead and steal second base and get into scoring position. I'll re-roll Havoc. Nothing. What I didn't do was when I rolled the jump, I didn't roll for the pickoff or the balk, but I'll know for next time. All right, so Orsulak on at second. Gooden will pitch. 6-11 against the switch, which is a lefty, and that is 6-11, and that is a fly ball right field X. 6-11 fly ball right field. That's it to Strawberry. He is a 2-8. He is a 2-8 in right field. And that is an 18. And I know that's going to be a fly out. And he is an 8. And that is a 10. And he makes the catch. And the inning is over. So Strawberry makes the play. A fly out to right. And that will do it. 1 run, 2 hits, a stolen base. It's 2-1 after 3. I think I did that right. Stealing isn't very hard to understand when you do it a few times. Well, like I said, you know what, Kirk, you're 100% right. I mean, after all, the base running mechanics and inside pitch really isn't very hard to understand when you do that a few times. You're right there, Jester. So yes, you are correct. The base running mechanics and inside pitch aren't that hard once you get used to it. Okay, let's go to top of the 4th, shall we? Let's go top of the 4th. So top of the 4th, Hojo leads off. Reuschel is not fatigued yet. So 2-1 Mets. Reuschel, let's see here, 5-6, and 5-6 against the switch left, and that is a, let's see, 5-6. That's a fly out to center field. And a play made easily there by Orsulak, 1 down. You know, I say one thing though. I'll tell you right now, I took off my glasses and I can't read this font. I took off my glasses and I can barely read this font. I can barely read the chat. I put on my glasses, it's 100% clear. I'll tell you one thing. Inside pitch, the font I think is easier to read. Here's Santana, and he reached on an error his first time up. So Reuschel, 3-5 against a righty, and that's a single. 3-5 against a righty. That's a single to right field. So Santana gets a hit. He'll go to first. He's not going anywhere. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Dwight Gooden, and he is going to bunt. His bunting rating is C. So he's going to bunt. And let's see. So now I got to go. I guess I'm sure there's a bunt chart here someplace. Let's see here. Let's see. So sacrifice bunt chart. Here you go. Right in front of me. With the infielder corners. And I'm going to say they're expecting a bunt, so the corners are in. So when the infielder corners in, refer to the next letter on the chart. Base becomes a C, roll all 3 dice. Single die determines the fielder, 1 or 2. Total the other 2 dice refer to this chart. Okay. So I'll roll for the bunt. I'll still roll for Havoc. And nothing on Havoc. So Reuschel will go ahead and he'll do a bunt. So Dwight Gooden will do a bunt. And that is a 2. So that is hit back to the pitcher. And that is a 12. And that is, and he is a C. And that is a double play. So here's the sacrifice bunt chart. So 2 was hit to the pitcher. And a C, and pitcher's hitting card number 1 is a bunting of C. So a 12 is a DP. That tells me that Gooden couldn't bunt his way out of a paper bag. So that becomes a 1-4-3 double play, inning over. No runs and a hit. Jim Leyland's debut as Pirate skipper. Yes, correct, for 1986. Correct. Is Jim Leyland a Hall of Fame manager? He become a D with the infield end. But it was hit to the pitcher, so still would have been a double play anyway, I think. But I think you're right. You're right. All right, so bottom of the 4th inning. The pitcher and catcher are always considered in. That's right, just like inside pitch. The pitcher and catcher are always considered in. So it actually becomes a D, and that's still a double play. Right, so here is Sid, Coffee, and Bream. He's 0 for 1. David Vega joins us here. Good to see you for a little Strat-O-Matic. Mets and Pirates opening day, April 8th, 1986. The greatest baseball season in history. Let's see, 4-3. And Bream's a lefty, and that is a ground ball third base X. So that's hit to Johnson. I noticed the one thing about Strat-O-Matic, you get a lot of range plays. You get a lot of range plays. In a game of inside pitch, maybe somewhere between the average, I think, in range plays on a game of inside pitch is what? Between what? Maybe you can go a whole game without it, but range plays and inside pitch is what? Somewhere between maybe 3 to 6 or 3 to 7. I can already tell Strat-O-Matic, you're getting at least maybe 10 range plays a game. So that is it. So that is a 4-3 ground ball third base X hit to Johnson. And Johnson is a 450. He made an error his last time up. And that is a 15. And that's a ground out. And that is a 9. And he will make another error, and he will make another error at third base. He's a 50, and E1 is 9. So Johnson is going to make another error at third and Bream is safe. So another error on Johnson. That's his second one. Second error on the Mets in the ball game. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. That's what a G was. That's a G1 error batter to first. Yeah. So he does make an error there. You can go a very long time with a defense check and payoff pitch. That is true. That is very true. So he will be safe, and the batter will be Kemp. Bream is not going to try. He will be held. And Bream is, let's see, Havoc. Nothing happening on Havoc. You're thinking of ordering a season file from Inside Pitch. There you go. Just not sure which season I want yet. Well, your favorite season is what? 2011? Do you have the 2011 season from? I'm pretty sure you do. That's right, you do. For season file, you're talking for the PC game. That's right. All right, let's see here. So I'm not going to send him. Gooden's going to pitch. 6-10. And Kemp's a lefty. 6-10 is a strikeout. And Gooden actually got that's his first strikeout of the game. One down. Possible to L3 or L. It's also next to impossible to L3 or L5 in payoff pitch. Very weird. That is correct. He does not have L5 or L3 on any of the batter cards. On any of the batter cards. He does not have L5. He doesn't have L5 or L3 in the batter card. Another reason why payoff pitch kind of turned me off a little bit. There were a couple of things missing from his game that I actually began to realize as I was playing the 1985 season, and that's when in my 1985 season, when I switched to inside pitch, okay, during that season, because remember, I started 1985 with payoff pitch. Here comes Pena. Don't get me wrong, though. Payoff pitch is still an awesome game. I'm not taking anything away from Joe Bryan. That game was amazing. It's fun. Very fun. I just think inside pitch is more fun to play. May not be the most accurate or whatever. It doesn't have all the splits that people want, but I think it's the most fun to play. And my 2016 postseason was one of the best postseasons I had yet. Lots of ninth inning magic. Let's see. So 1 out, and again, I'm not going to send Breen. Got to roll a strat though. Nothing happening. Let's see. 1-9 against a righty, and that is a fly ball right field B ? But Bremer's not on it. That's a fly ball right field B. That's just going to be a fly out to right. And that would be out number 2. And now here's Morrison. Any reason why that he doesn't? I don't know why Joe Bryan doesn't have L3 or L5, but you can have lineouts to first base or third base. So if you play payoff pitch, you will never have a line out to third or a line out to third or a line out to first. It'll either be a line out to short or a line out to second, and that's it. I don't know why. Plus, he did start changing some of the rules a little bit, and according to what he told me, he did say that by changing some of the rules for some of the newer seasons he done, some of the older seasons would become obsolete. And I said, okay, that's not good. You need to update them. He said he really doesn't really have the time to do that. I get that. And kind of like I said. Inside pitch, I go ahead and find an error on a card that Chris sent me. I take a picture of it. I take a picture of it. Yeah, it's on one of the pitcher's cards. You're right there, Dan. But I take a picture of a mistake made on a card by inside pitch. I take a picture, send it to Chris. He sends me a replacement. No questions asked. And since 93 and 96 are now released, you guys can now go ahead and grab that season. And he always knows I've already ordered my copies, of course. So I go through it to see if I can find anything quick, and then I let him know. Ballpark names, that kind of stuff. Here's Morrison. Well, we got 2 outs. I'll re-roll the Havoc here. And nothing on the 8. So 2-1 Mets, bottom of the 4th. 6-7. And that is against a righty, and that is a ground ball second base X. That ball is hit the backman. He is a 330, and that is an 18-6. And that's going to be G1, and he is a 30, and that 6 is good. He will make the play. And he's going to tag second base, force out Bremen in the inning. So a grounder to second ends the inning. So no runs, no hits. There was an error. Still 2-1 Mets after 4. But inside pitch, now that he's released 1993 and 1996, okay, every season, you can now have a complete chronology of seasons from 1956 to 2000. 2023, I'm sure, is next on his list. He's got to get that released for next year. And he now will work on 2001 to 2006. And he said he would do that for me because he said I had the most pull when Chris Davis joined us for a game here during the 2016 season. Nails leads off, and he is 1 for 2, got a double. his last time up. Top of the fifth, 2-1 Mets. Craig Scarborough joins us here. Yeah, he's due 2001 to 2006. I don't know what order he's going to do, but I kind of mentioned to him. I said, if you want, I kind of mentioned to him the next thing you should do is 2023 and 2003. Maybe get those 2 seasons in there. Get the other Marlins here. Although I would like to see 2001. Let's see here. 5-6. And Reuschel 5-6 against a lefty, and that is a fly out to center. So 1 down. Here's Backman. Backman is 0 for 2. 3-4 against a righty, and that is a fly ball left field, but that is a ballpark single check. And I think we found out the ballpark, the weather was average at Pittsburgh, and that is a 9. And that is a 9. The average was, and that is a 6-6. So ballpark single. That's going to be a line out instead. So he's hitting from the left side. So that is going to be a line. That's going to be a line out to second base. So instead of a fly ball left field, that becomes a ballpark check, ballpark single check, but that was a 9. It was too high. So that is a line out to second. And there is 2 outs. I do think I have the ballpark thing here. The weather here today is average for, I'm using the weather effects charts as well. Here's Hernandez, who should be in the Hall of Fame. Reuschel, 5-3 against the lefty. That's a fly ball left field. That's hit to Kemp. His range is a 4. His error rating is 25. So he is a 425. And that is a 2. And that's going to be a double for Hernandez and 18. So that's going to be a DO3 and an error, and probably an error. What was that? 18. So maybe. So Kemp is a 25. 25. Yeah, that's an E3. So that's going to be a DO3 and a DO3 double and error, batters and all runners score. So Keith Hernandez hits one, a double right off the wall. And then Steve Kemp goes ahead and gets it, and he drops it and kicks it away from him, allowing Hernandez to come all the way around and score. It's 3-1. So that is a double and an E7. And that is the second error on the Pirates. So both teams right now have 2 errors in a sloppy game right now. So it is 3-1 Mets after an RBI, after a double and an error by Keith Hernandez. Here comes the kid. That's about the worst error range check roll you could have made. That is insane. I know, isn't it? Pretty much. So Reuschel will go up against the kid. Reuschel can't believe that his defense is just not there. 3-7. And against a righty, 3-7 is a ground ball shortstop. Handled easily there by Khalifa. He will throw to first and retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error. 3-1 Mets going the bottom of inning 5 in this game so far. Okay, Gooden back on the mound. And Sam Khalifa will lead off. He's 0 for 1. So Gooden with the pitch. 3-8 against a righty. That is a strikeout. And second strikeout for Gooden. Next up is Reuschel. He will bat. Pitcher sitting card number 2. This is the 1980s, not 2023. Gooden. And that is a 5'9". And a 5'9". Let's see. A 5'9". Reuschel is he is a right-handed batter, I guess. Yeah, he's a right-handed batter. And a 5'9". That is an 8. Now, that says end home run, but I know for a fact he has weak power, so that's going to be a single instead. So I know that's going to be a base hit. So Reuschel's going to get a base hit on a single because it says end home run, and Reuschel's got weak power. So he is going. So that's going to be a single right there. So that'll be a base hit for Reuschel. So the pitcher comes through with a hit off of Gooden's card. That'll bring up Reynolds. Still 1 out. And he's not being held. Nothing on the Havoc. So Gooden, a 3-7 against the switch left, against the righty. And that is a ground 3-7, righty, 3-7. Ground ball, shortstop A. I already know that's a double play. And the inning is over. So 6-4-3 double play. No runs, a hit. And it is 3-1 in favor of the Mets after 5. Home runs become single 2-star. That is right. I did know that. So thank you guys for helping me out. For my first game of Strat-O-Matic Super Advanced in about 30 years. And the funny thing is, the season that I was playing 30 years ago was the 1986 season, but not these cards. I was utilizing the old set. That time. Top of the 6th, and it will be the Straw leading off. And Strawberry's 2 for 2. He's got a single and a triple. Reuschel will pitch to him. 4-8. And against the lefty, that is going to be a single to center field. So Strawberry is off to a heck of a start for the season. He's 3 for 3. So Strawberry now 3 for 3 on a single to center field. And now here's Foster, who of course would not be on the Mets in the postseason. Foster is 0 for 1 with a walk. Strawberry. See if anything on Havoc. Nope. And Strawberry, he'd be held, but I'm not going to send him. Reuschel will pitch. 1-5. And against a righty, that is a, 1-5. That's strikeout. So Foster goes down on strikes. I can see why the Mets got rid of him pretty early in the 1986 season. Here's Johnson. Hojo is 0 for 2. I'll see if I get the jump for Strawberry. Now I'll try to steal. And that is a 7. So he did not get a good lead. So now he steals with a 14 right now, if I'm right. So if he doesn't get the lead, because a 2 to 6 or 12, he would have gotten the lead. But a 14, but he didn't get the lead. That's a 7, so that's a 14. So there's baseball demos. Good to see you, Dave. It was great to see you It was great to see you streaming again, friend. I'm really happy you did. I look forward to you for finishing off your 93 and your 75 seasons. Hey, by the way, baseball. By the way, Dave. Hey, since Chris just released the 1993 season, I know your 1993 season is in replay, but if you want, you can order your 1993 season from Inside Pitch and finish your 1993 season in Inside Pitch. Kind of like what I did for 1985. So minus hold rating, minus catch or throw, -2 for holding running. So 14, 0, -2 for being held, and the catcher Pena is a -3. Wow. So I have to send him? So I have to send him. So it'll be a 1 to 9 for him to steal, right? But I have to send him. I guess I do. So I have to send him. Oh, I do not have to send him. Okay, so no, he is not going anywhere. He'll stay put. No option. No option to run. You do not have to send him. Okay. All right, so he'll stay at first. So Reuschel will go ahead and he will pitch to Hojo. 6-10. And Hojo is a switch hitter, so that's against the lefty. 6-10 is a fly out to right. And that will be 2 down. Doug Hunt joins us here. If you notice there, Doug, you notice I gave you a wrench. You're here pretty much on almost every single stream I do. So I gave you a wrench. So you're now like baseball demos and Steeler fan and Brian B and and Brian Patterson. So I made you a moderator. So you have the option of kicking out certain malcontents in the chat, like ID Jester, Brian B, Steeler fan. They're all malcontents. You can kick them out if you like. So you now have a wrench because you're here pretty much almost every single stream I do. All right, so here's Santana. He got a single. He's actually 1 for 2. Got a single and reached on an error. 2 outs. Strawberry's not going to run. Reuschel will pitch. 6-4 against a righty, and that is a ground ball shortstop X. So that's hit to Khalifa. He's a 434. He's a 434, and that is an 18. That's a G1, and that is a 12. And nope, he'll make the play. So nice play there by Khalifa, and he is going to throw to first to get Santana, and that'll retire the side. No runs and a hit. We go to the bottom of the 6th. As the Mets lead this game 3-1. 4-2 was the historical score of this game. It's really good to see David Baseball Demos. I'll tell you, Dave, we were really concerned about you. We really were. We really were concerned about you there, Dave. So we're glad you're back, and we just want and hopefully you can get back into this and just complete your 93 and 75. And just take your time doing it. There's no rush. But remember, Dave, you have complete stage of baseball. I'm just doing one-offs right now. I'm not starting 1972 until New Year's Day, so you have the stage to yourself, my friend. Joe Orsulak will lead off for the Pirates here in the bottom of the 6th. Permanent vacation for Robert. So mean to me. Everybody's so mean. Gooden, 5-6. And let's see, Orsulak's a lefty, and that is going to be a fly ball to left. Fly out to left, 1 down. And here is Ray. Ray is 0 for 2. Pitch coming. 5-10. And against the switch left, that is a fly ball right field, but that's going to be a ballpark single. That's going to be a ballpark single. Fly right field, but there is a triangle. And Pittsburgh single is a 1-8. That's a 2, and that's going to be a base hit. So Johnny Ray actually is going to get a ballpark single, and that will be a base hit for him. As the stadium by the Three Rivers helps out the Pirates. Here comes Bream. And Bream is 0 for 2, but reached on an error. Ray is not going to steal. He will be held, though. They will hold him. So Havoc. And that is a 1. So again, now a 1. That is a 1. He was not attempting to steal, so that's a possible wild pitch. That's right. If he was not attempting to steal, that's a wild pitch or a balk. A 2 would have been a balk, right? So a 1. So Dwight Gooden on that is a possible wild pitch. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, it's page 3, 29.1. At least it has a nice, at least it has a good index. Jeez. So let me just make sure. So 29.1 individual balks, wild pitches, fast balls. That's what one wild pitch may occur for the pitcher's wild pitch rating will a 20-sided die again. So his wild pitch rating is a 3, and he doesn't get one. So, which may occur for the pitcher's wild pitch rating will a 20-sided again. A wild pitch occurs on all base runners against 2 bases. If your initial roll of the 20-sided die yields 1 or 2, but no wild pitch, balk, or pass ball occurs, you must re-roll the 3 6-sided dice without the 20-sided dice to continue the play. If a wild pitch, balk, or pass ball did occur, you must re-roll all 4 dice to concur. In this fashion, more than one of these events can occur while a single batter is at the plate. So I just re-roll the 3 dice. I just don't roll the. I just don't roll the. I just don't roll that. Okay. So 3-6. So 3-6, and against a righty, and that is an 11, and a 3-6. That's going to be a double 2-star for Sid Bream. So Sid Bream just got a double 2-star, which will send Ray to third and Bream to second. Now, of course, in inside pitch, Johnny Ray, with a good speed of running 1 to 15, probably would score. But since this is not inside pitch and you have to use 2-star and 1-star to decide what happens, okay, fine, be that way. So that's a 2-star. It's a double for Bream. And now runners at second and third for Kemp. And Kemp will bat. You didn't roll the D20. Well, that's what I was wondering. Well, that's right. I didn't roll the D20. I was supposed to roll the D20. 17. 3-6. Still a double. I'll still keep it. I'll keep it as it is. I'll keep it as it is. My bad. All right. So runners at second and third. Kemp now the batter. It's the 6th inning. He has to bat. Kemp is 0 for 2, but reached on an error. Havoc. Nothing happening. Infield is going to come in and play. Infield is going to play in. Basic side of the card is base runners. Yeah, but the thing about it is, it's still. I probably could, but that's okay. This board is not designed for Strat-O-Matic. This board is designed for inside pitch and payoff pitch, pretty much. This board is not designed for Strat. I would get a different board for this if I was to play full Strat. 1-5, and against the righty, 1-5 is going to be a strikeout. So Kemp will go down on strikes. And that is the 3rd strikeout for Dr. K, 2 away. The board was designed for baseball cards. The board was designed for baseball cards. If you look at the size of the squares, baseball cards fit perfectly in this. They also fit inside pitch very well, and they also fit payoff pitch very well. Okay, so the board was designed mostly for baseball cards. That's the All-Star Baseball card game. So here's Pena. He's 0 for 2. Can Gooden get out of this little jam? Roll Havoc. Nothing happening. Pitch on the way. 3-5. And against the righty, 3-5. And that's going to be a 1. And that's going to be a 2-base double for Tony Pena. That's going to be a double for Pena, and this game is tied. So a 3-5 against a righty, double 2-star. So Ray will score, Bream will score, Pena to second, and we got a tie game at 3. So now it's a 3-3 tie here in the bottom of the 6th. The batter now is Jim Morrison in the doors. He is 0 for 2. Gooden will go ahead and pitch. Reuschel has reached his fatigue inning. I don't know if he's going to. He may not bat. He's probably not going to pitch the 7th inning. Can't get inside pitch 93 season. Saving my money for Strat-Matic. Yeah, I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are. Get your 93 inside pitch season. You've been begging for that. Let's see. Havoc. Nothing happening. Pitch. 4-9. And against a righty, a 4-9. That is an 11. 4-9. And he just missed a single, but that's going to be a ground ball shortstop. That'll be taken care of by Santana. He will throw to first to get the out and end the inning. 2 runs, 3 hits. And we're tied at 3 after 6. There's the old baseball demos. He's back. I don't know why you'd want to get Strat Baseball Max anyway. Actually, I heard Strat, because of ID Jester's rant, Baseball Max was canceled. I heard Strat-O-Matic canceled it. Only because of ID Jester's rant. When they saw that rant, they said, "Nah, no, we can't. We can't put that out there." Dwight Gooden is supposed to lead off. He is not. So Gooden's going to leave the game here, as in the 7th inning. So I will go to the bullpen here. So Gooden coming out. We'll go to the bench, and we're going to see a new pitcher for the Pirates also. So Rick Reuschel coming out. He will be done. And let's see who the Pirates are going to bring out. And let's see. Coming on to pitch for the Pirates is going to be Pat Clements. I think, let's see, they're going to bring on, they got a pinch hitter, a lefty, and a switch. They're going to bring on Pat Clements to pitch for the Pirates. So Pat Clements will pitch, and he can pitch 2 innings, I think. And the Mets will go to the bench as Gooden coming out, and they will bring out Ray Knight. So Knight coming on there. So Gooden's going to leave with a no decision, and so is going to. Well, he doesn't leave with the no decision yet. He'll get the win depending on what happens here. But Reuschel definitely leaves with a no decision. So Ray Knight will go up against Pat Clements. Top of the 7th, tied at 3. Clements 2-7. Here I am stating the pitcher when I know that it's just 1 roll, not 2. 2-7 against the lefty, and that is going to be a single for Ray Knight. So bringing Ray Knight was the right thing to do. A leadoff base hit for him. And now we'll see Nails. The 1986 season's out for replay baseball. I know it was going to be out, but I wasn't sure if it was out yet. And I did want to purchase a copy of it, and I may just still do that. Although, I'll be honest, I'm not really a fan of the replay baseball system either. But I still say I would pick up the 86 season to try it out. So Knight's on at first. Here's Nails. Nails is 1 for 3. So leadoff man is on. Knight not a threat to steal, but they'll hold him anyway. So Havoc roll. Nothing on the 8. So Clements will pitch to Dykstra, lefty against lefty. 5-8. And that is a 5-8. That's a ground ball, second base X. So that ball is hit to Johnny Ray's, a 3-6. He's a 3-6, but he is in double play depth. So 3-6. But he is a double play depth. So, although I don't know if that really matters, but 3-6 is his rating at second base. That's a 7. And that is a G3. If the symbol is followed by a pound sign, then the following single two in place. The infielder positioned in, he's not. The infielder is responsible for holding a runner on. Second base, no, he's not. So no, he's not. So that is a 7. So it's a G3, and that is an 8. And his rating is a 6. At second base, he will not make an error. So that's G3. So batter lines a shot. G3. What's his rating here? I'll make sure here. 3. 3, and that's a 7. So G3 pound sign. So G3 like a ground ball C. Okay, so batter lines a shot that hits the mound and deflects the fielder who makes the play to first for the out. All runners advance 1 base. So it works like a ground ball C. All right. So Knight goes to second. Dykstra's out, 1 down. All right, so G3, batter lines a shot that hits the mound. I guess that happens. I guess you get balls that hit the mound a lot. But okay. Very well. Bases first, runner advance, run advance. Okay. I'll get this down right one day. Okay, so he moves. So Knight goes to second. There's a grounder to second base. So now the batter is Backman. He will bat, although he stinks against lefties. So he'll bat. I was reading Rare Play. You're right. I was reading Rare Play. My bad. But it still worked, I guess, the same way. So Knight on at second. Let's see what we got here. Nothing on a 17. Clements will pitch. 5-6 against the switch right. And that is a ground ball shortstop A. But there is a line underneath the A. So ground ball shortstop A, but there's a line underneath it. So ground ball shortstop A. So what is that? So that just looks like a ground ball A, I guess. Although there is a line underneath the A. So 5-6. Ground ball shortstop A, but underlined. So the line has changed to ground ball. See if you're playing certain interseason teams. Certain interseason teams? Really? That's what that means? So if you're playing a certain team, that changes? Okay. So it's a ground ball shortstop base. So I guess with a runner on second base, I guess he stays at second base, right? So disregard here. So I guess he stays at second on a ground ball shortstop A with a runner on second. Pretty sure. I'll be certain about it. Look at the fielding chart real quick. I can find it. So yeah, so he doesn't unless it's to decide. Okay. So, but does he stay at but Knight stays at second base on an A, right? Right. So ball hit to first or second, batter is out. Ball hit to shortstop, pitcher or capture. See, decide. Okay. Decide. Lead runner can attempt to advance the base, compute as safe chances as running speed, -4 plus fielders. Defensive rating, max safe range is 1 to 19. Knight is a 1 to 8. He's not going anywhere. 2 outs. That just looking at Ray Knight's running rating, he's not going anywhere. 2-way. Okay, so here comes Keith Hernandez. You're right. Decide is on the X chart. I found it. So Knight is on its second, 2-away. Nothing on the 5. So Clements will pitch to Hernandez. 1-8. And against the lefty, that's a walk. So Hernandez, who should be in the Hall of Fame, draws a base on balls. And that is the third. That's the 4th time. Hernandez is 2 for 2. 2 doubles and 2 walks. And now the batter is Carter. The kid is 0 for 3. So 2 outs. Clemens trying to get out of this inning here. Top of the 7th, tied at 3. Mets and Pirates, opening day, April 8th, 1986, at Three Rivers. Knight at second, Hernandez at first. 1-9. And against the lefty, let's see, 1-9 against the lefty. And Pat Clemens goes ahead. He winds up, makes the pitch, and Gary Carter says, finally, I get something to hit. Kaboom! That ball is pretty high. That ball is pretty deep. And that ball is pretty gone. Home run, Gary Carter. Mets take a 6-3 lead. So 1-9 against the lefty. 1-9's a straight home run blast. And the Mets just took a 6-3 lead on the Pirates as Pat Clemens goes ahead and pitches Gary Carter a grapefruit. And Carter turns that. Well, actually, that's not off of Clemens' card. That's off of Carter's. So Clemens made a decent pitch. Carter just powered it out. Carter low average that year, but he crushes left-handed pitching. Yes, he does. 6-3 Mets. Here comes the straw. Strawberry's 3 for 3. He's got 2 singles and a double. And I'm going to let Clemens finish out the inning. This is the 1980s, not 2023. I'll let Clemens finish out the inning. So Clemens will pitch to Strawberry here, but now a 6-3 Mets lead, top of the 7th. 5-12 against the lefty. That is a ground ball, first base X. That ball is hit to Sid Breen. He is a 320. He's a 320. And that is a 317. Okay, so a 320. So 317, that is a G1. But that's a 17. And he's a 20 at, what was that? First base, Sid Breen. So 20. And that is a 17. And he makes an E2. He's going to make an error. So Sid Bream is going to make an error on a G1 error. Batter to second, runners advance 2 bases. So Strawberry's on second base. So that is going to be an E3, third error on the Pirates in this game. Dang, are there that many errors in Strat-O-Matic? Or I'm just rolling bad for defense. That must be it. Yes, the kid goes yard. So here comes Foster with Strawberry on at second on an error, on a 2-base error. Foster is the $10 million bum is 0 for 2. Clemens gives up another run. I'll yank him out. No, but the Pirates stink. Yeah, in 1986, that team was that team was pretty bad. That team was pretty bad. Havoc roll, nothing on the 5. Clemens, a 5-8. And against the righty, that is a ground ball, second base X. That ball was hit to Johnny Ray. He's a 3-6. And a 3-6, not a 3-6 with a 9. That's a G3. That'll be an out. And the 6 is a 6. Let's see here. Ray, second base, 6. An 8. He'll make the play. So Johnny Ray will go ahead and get it. And he will throw to first to get the out. And that will do the inning on a ground out. So 3 runs on 2 hits and 1 error. A 3-run bomb by the kid. And the Mets have a 6-3 lead going in the 7th inning stretch. Thank you guys for sticking around. This stream has gone out almost 2 hours. Geez, 15 people watching. You guys would probably love it if I did more Strat-O-Matic than I did Inside Pitch, probably. D. Scott Howard, the Goat Whisperer, joins us here for a little Strat-O-Matic. Yeah, they were pretty bad. Bottom of the 7th, not going to do a no seventh inning stretch here. So bottom of the seventh, Sam Khalifa is a leadoff batter. Mets are going to go to the bullpen. They got Wright, a pinch hitter, and a switch coming up. And I think they'll probably bring out a righty. I don't know if I want to bring in McDowell yet. But McDowell can pitch good relief innings. But the thing about it is the pitcher spot's due up in the third. And I really don't want to go to Ed Lynch or Doug Sisk. Doug Sisk is actually not on the lineup. But I don't want to go to Ed Lynch if I can help it. I'm going to bring out McDowell. Roger McDowell is going to go ahead and come out. He will pitch. And let's see. And let me see something here. So Roger McDowell. And Roger McDowell is actually Brian B., if you're here, I am about to do a double switch. So Roger McDowell is going to come in, and he's going to take Howard Johnson's spot at third. So he's going to take Howard Johnson at third. Or will he do that? You know what? Negative. No, he's not going to double switch because Johnson's due to lead off. So negative, no double switch. Roger McDowell is going to pitch. I may have him bat. 6-3, bottom of the seventh. Roger McDowell will now come on to pitch. He'll go up against Khalifa, and I see a pinch hitter for him. Yeah. Khalifa was the shortstop. So let's see who else the Pirates have that can play short if there is available. They do. Khalifa's going to come out of the game, and coming on to take over at pinch hit is going to be Barry Bonds. He's going to pinch hit, but Rafael Belliard is going to take over at short. So timeout for a chance. No double switch. I was thinking about it, but nope. So Belliard will take over for Khalifa at short. He's a 3.25. He's better than Khalifa is. So 3.25. But Barry Bonds will pinch hit. So Belliard will take over at short for the Pirates. But Bonds will pinch hit. Barry Bonds, 1986. 223 average, 16 home runs. I guess he wasn't on the juice yet. Roger McDowell against Barry Bonds, bottom of the seventh, 6-3 Mets here on opening day at Three Rivers. 3-6. And against a righty, that is a pop out to first base. Yeah, Barry Bonds ain't going to amount to much. P3, pop out to first. Yep, rookie year, exactly. Was his rookie year. Barry Bonds' rookie year. A lot of good rookies in 1986. Jose Canseco was a rookie that year as well. One down, we'll see a pinch hitter for Clemens as he's coming out. And that's going to be Lee Mazzilli, who will be on the Mets later in 1986, but he is a Pirate at the moment. So Lee Mazzilli will pinch hit against McDowell, one out. Pretty skinny then. Yeah, he was kind of skinny then. McDowell will go up against Mazzilli, who will be a Met later. McDowell 6'7", and against a switch left. Against a lefty switch, 6'7", ground ball, second base X. That's it to Backman. He's a 330. The 330, that is a 19. He'll make the play, and a 30, 10, 30, 39, 39. He'll make the play, no error. So that'll be a play by Backman. He's got it. He'll throw to first for out number 2. As Wally Backman gets out Mazzilli, he's gone. Top of the order here is Reynolds. And Reynolds is 1 for 3. He's got a double. McDowell, a 211. And Reynolds, 211 against a righty. And that is a 9. And that is a ballpark home run chance. That becomes a ballpark home run chance. And because I'm using the super advanced at ballpark home run, that is a 9. It's average weather at Pittsburgh. So home run. Reynolds is hitting from the left side. If he was hitting from the right side, that would be gone. But because he's hitting from the left side, that is a 5, and that is going to be a fly out to right. He's going to be a fly out to right. So whether there was average and a home run, lefty 5, righty 11. If he was hitting from the right side, that would be a home run. But McDowell is a righty. Reynolds is hitting from the left, and that is going to be a 5. That is a 9, and that is going to be a fly out. That will be a fly out to right field, and the inning is over. So the ballpark does not help Reynolds, and that is a 1-2-3 inning for McDowell. Backman did play for the Pirates. Yes, he did at one point. After 7, 6-3 Mets, we go to top of inning 8. Leading off for the Mets is Howard Johnson. And Johnson is 0 for 3. Pirates need a pitcher. Got switch right, and I think I may have McDowell bat. Why not? It's the 80s. We got a switch hitter. Howard is worse against lefties than against righties. So probably a lefty. And then you got a righty. Let's see. May not have any lefties in the bullpens. Must have to be a right-hander. Yep. So let's see. All right. So we'll go by most innings pitched here. Coming on to pitch for the Pirates is going to be Jim Wynn. Jim Wynn will come on and pitch for the Pirates. Jim Wynn, 3 wins, 5 losses, a 3.58 ERA. He will come on to pitch. So Howard Johnson, he's 0 for 3. Win, let's see here, pitch 311. And against a righty, that is a possible ballpark single. That's a 17, and that is going to be too high. And that is going to be a lineout. Johnson is hitting from the left side, and that is going to be a lineout to second base. So we'll line out to sell possible ballpark single, but that is going to be 3 against 3. What here? 311 single center field, but the ballpark, we are using ballpark effects with a weather effect, so that is going to be a line out, 1 down. Here's Santana. He will bat. Wynn will pitch to him. 3-9. And that is a ground ball to second base. 2 away. And I want McDowell to bat. And he uses number 4 batting card. So actually he can hit. So McDowell's going to come on to bat. So he will use pitcher's hitting card number 4. So McDowell's going to bat because I want him to pitch the 8th. And he can go 3 innings. He's got a high relief rate. Yeah, he has a high relief rating. So Jim Wynn will pitch to McDowell. Yeah, he can hit. And that is a 3-6. And that's a strikeout. And that will end the inning. So 1, 2, 3 go the Mets. They still lead 6-3. Going the bottom of the 8th. So McDowell will come on to pitch. And Joe Orsulak leads off for the Pirates. Orsulak is 1 for 3. McDowell still has plenty of the tank because they go by relief here 3 and 5. I forget what that means, though. The 3 and the 5. I forget what that means for relief pitching. So for pitcher endurance, it's pitcher starters, ratings, PL5. I don't know what, I know the 3 means the first amount of innings or something like that. Something like that. 5 is his closer fatigue. 3 is just his relief fatigue, right? Okay. So that means he has 3 innings of relief, of setup relief, and 5 of closer fatigue. Okay. So he's got plenty of in the tank. This is 1980s. This is 1980s baseball. These pitchers can pitch. They weren't considered tired after one batter. All right, so here's Orsulak, bottom of the 8th inning, 6-3 Mets. 1-9 against the righty, and that's a fly out to right. Next up is Ray. He will bat. Ray is 1 for 3 with a single. Second number is number of outs if closer in save situation. Okay. All right, so relief. But he can pitch 3 innings of relief, if I'm correct on that. All right, so Ray is up next. Although I'm not going to have McDowell pitch the 9th. That's Orozco's job. 3-9. And against the righty, that is a ground ball to short. So grounder to short, 2 down. And now we will use, now here comes Coffee and Bream. He is 1 for 3, a double, and reached on an error. So 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Mets lead 6-3. The kid with a 3-run bomb. 1-3 against the righty, and that is said Bream against the righty. That's a fly ball to right field. And going after that is Strawberry, and he'll make another play. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for McDowell. So McDowell gets the job done. 6-3 Mets going into the 9th inning. So top of the 9th. And let's see. And top of the order for the Mets, there's Dykstra. They got left switch and left. They're going to let Jim Wynn can still pitch another inning. They're going to stick with him. I don't think the Pirates really have anybody else. I mean, I could bring in Guante, but I just don't know why you would. Now I'll let Wynn pitch. So Jim Wynn will pitch, trying to keep it 6-3. As Brandon Baker says, maybe we'll see some super advanced strat magic. If the tying run comes to play for McDowell's closer rating will kick in. Okay. All right, so Wynn will pitch against Nails. 1-7. And that's a clutch, but there's no runners on base, no 2 outs, 1-7. So that's just going to be a fly out to left field. Clutch rating is ignored because there's not 2 outs and there's nobody on base, so 1 out. Here's Backman. He'll bat. Win. Nothing to lose with Win. Baseball demos, it's good to have you back. So So here is your official. There's your first block dragon for a while, and the first time you've had in a long time. So there's your block dragon. Enjoy it. Backman is up. He is 0 for 4. Has yet to get a hit. 1-5. And he's going to get his hit. That's a 15, and that is going to be a single 2-star as Backman does some good damage against righties. So that is going to be a single 2-star, so Backman is on first. So that is a 15, and he does barely get the single, so that is a base hit. So Backman gets his first hit of the game. Here comes Hernandez, who should be in the Hall of Fame. Hernandez, 2 for 2 with 2 walks and 2 doubles. Anything on Havoc? Nope. And Backman is being held. So Jim, but he's not going to steal anywhere. So Wynn will go ahead and pitch. And that is a 6-7. And against the lefty, 6-7 is a ground ball, second base X. That ball is hit to Johnny Ray. He's a 3-6. Ground ball, second base X. 3-6. And that is a 6. And that is a G3 £, but he's not holding anybody on. And that is a 20, and that is a 6. So here's a 6, and that is 9. He will not make a play, so he won't make an error. So that is a G3. So runner advance. So it's a good play there by Johnny Ray, but his only play is the first, and Backman will advance to second. And there are 2 away. So here comes the kid. Last time Gary Carter came up, he went ahead and launched one. Wynn will pitch to him. 2 outs here, top of the 9th, 6-3. Havoc, nothing happening. Wynn will go ahead and pitch to Carter. And that is a 1-6 against a righty. And that is going to be, wow, all those hits all over here. And you get a 6, and that's just a ground ball to short. So a grounder to short, handled easily there by Belliard. He will throw to first in the inning, and that will do it. No runs and a hit. We go to the bottom of the 9th with the Mets holding on to a 6-3 lead. But will we see some 9th inning magic? Well, Section 518 does not want to see any 9th inning magic. Steve Kemp is the leadoff batter, but we'll see a pinch hitter for him. Mets are going to go to the closer, and that, of course, is Jesse Orozco. He is in here someplace. So here comes Jesse Orozco. And Orozco, of course, leads the majors in appearances. He holds the record for most appearances by a pitcher. So Orozco coming in here to close the door. Kemp coming out. Pirates will go to the bench. Now let's see if they're going to bring out the bat. And coming on to pinch hit is going to be Bill Ullman. Well, Bill Hershey's with Ullman will go ahead and bat. And so Bill Hershey with Ullman will bat here. So bottom of the 9th, 6-3, Orozco. His job, just get 3 quick outs. The last time I had Orozco come on to close the game, Mets blew it against that exhibition game against the Yankees. Let's see, 4-12. And let's see, 4-12 against a righty. And that is going to be a Ground ball, first base X. It's hit to the guy you do want to get the ball, and that's going to be that's Keith Hernandez, and that is a 5. And Hernandez is a 1-6. At 5 is good all day long. He is a 6. That is a 9, and he'll make the play. So Hernandez goes and gets it. And coming over is Orozco to accept the ball, and that is 1 out. Texag 75. Good to see you, my good man. I got a question for you, Texags. Did you have a problem with Jimbo Fisher being fired since he was your boy? And I'll be honest with you, I never thought he was a good fit. I never thought he was a good fit with the Aggies. So I wonder how you feel about that since the A&M Aggies is your team. Here is Pena. He's going to bat. Pena's 1 for 3. Orozco trying to nail down a save. Sergio, no way. Want him gone 2 years ago. Then you and I are in agreement there, Texags. So here comes the pitch, and that is a 1-3 against the lefty, and that is going to be a walk. So Pena actually coaxes a walk off of Orozco. So now the tying run is on deck. And here comes Morrison. And Morrison's going to bat. So Pena on at first, rolling a strat. Havoc, nothing happening. And no play is going to be called here. So Pena on at first. Orozco pitches to Morrison. And that is a 4-5. And against the righty, a 4-5. That is a 4-5 against the righty. That's a 20. Oh, close. Very close, but that's going to be a fly out to left field. 2 down. He just got under it. So 2 away. Last chance is Rafael Belliard. And the question is, do I have anybody else to replace him? I don't think so. I don't think I have anyone else I can bring in for the Pirates to see if they can do anything. Bonilla was not on the team on this date. It's going to be up to Belliard. So Belliard's going to come out to bat. Pena on at first. 2 outs here. Bottom of the 9th inning. 6-3 Mets. Orozco trying to nail the save. Rolling a havoc. Nothing happening. Orozco, he'll go ahead. Winds up. Here comes the pitch. And that is a 3-6 against the lefty. That is going to be a ground ball to third base. And getting over there is Howard Johnson. He picks it up, pumps once, pumps twice, throws to second to get Tony Pena, and that's your game. So the New York Mets will come away with a win here on opening day in 1986 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. 6-3 win for the Mets. Section 518 cheers. Yay! And yes, we will. And yes, since the Mets won this game, we will keep this game as official. I don't know if I'm doing a whole strat 1986 Mets replay. I just wanted to play some Super Advanced to see if I did good. And I think I did pretty well tonight. I'll go through more of the rules. If I could create myself a chart that I could just look at and see, okay, that's what happens, and usually we'll do it. So a nice win for the Mets. The big difference, a big-time bomb by the kid, Gary Carter. And I'll give you guys a final line score. For the Mets, 6 runs on 10 hits and 2 errors. For the Pirates, 3 runs on 6 hits and 3 errors. They were ugly. The winning pitcher was Dwight Gooden. He actually gets the win because McDowell didn't take over until the 7th. So Gooden gets the win, he'll go to 1-0. McDowell will pick up a hold. He didn't give up any runs. And Jesse Reuschel will get the save. Rick Reuschel takes the loss. And that will be – actually, no, I'm sorry. Pat Clements takes the loss. My bad. Clements takes the loss in this one. Well, guys, Super Advanced Strat-O-Matic Baseball. I hope I did okay. And I'll play some more games. But I think Strat-O-Matic, even though they don't have all the players, which is just a shame, because I think that if Strat-O-Matic actually did card all the players, they would get a lot more sales, I think. And, of course, they got to get the rest of their seasons. I don't know why they don't have all the seasons. I guess they just print, 1,000 copies of a season and that's it? I don't understand that. It's just sad. Strat-O-Matic is a fun game to play. This is fun. Strat-O-Matic is fun. It really is. So, I can't say, it's fun. It's just that it need more seasons. They're missing so many 70s. They're missing a low bunch of 80s. They're missing a whole bunch of 90s. They're missing early 2000s. They're missing a whole bunch of dead ball. If you want to play them, you can play them on the PC, but not many people want to play PC. They want to play cards and dice. I just think it just makes sense. I don't know. It's just sad that Strat doesn't have as much, as some of the other games. But Inside Pitch, you get all the players carded, and the ones that are not carded are fringe players. So you just download the fringe players. They're free. Print them out, and you got them. Just like I do for my seasons. It just and now of course with 1993 and 1996 now out, you can now play every season from 1956 to 2000, and he is going to be working on 2001 to 2006 for next year, and of course 2023, which I'm sure will be the next season to be released for Inside Pitch, probably in February or something like that. He's releasing 2 seasons every 3 months as he's trying to catch up. And of course, that's also what he does when he does hockey and basketball and baseball and stuff. So, well, I don't know what the next thing will do. I'm kind of doing this all on the fly, but they can't use the excuse that all the season have been rated. They're all rated in Strat Max for Super Advanced. Yeah, that's right. They can't use the excuse. So I don't know what their problem is. The one thing about Inside Pitch, Chris does his printing in-house. Everything is printed in-house. You want a season, and he prints it, seals it, packages it, sends it out. I just purchased 93 and 96 today. I'm pretty sure I'll get a message on the internet in my email saying it was shipped out tomorrow. And I'll probably get it Tuesday or Wednesday. And once again, I got to start separating. And I got to go through the cards to see if there's any mistakes or whatever. So I don't understand Strat-O-Matic. They really could be the kings. They really could. They really could be the kings, but maybe they are just in their own minds. Anyway, Midlife Crisis, Doug Hunt, Brandon Baker, Texag 75, Ron McGrath, Chuck Rawlings, Baseball with the Demos. Good to see him, of course. Dan Douglas, Craig Scarborough, D. Scott Howard, the Goat Whisperer. Let's see, somebody here. ID Jester, Steeler fan, Mike Terranova. Good to see you there, Mike. I did see you. Thank you, my good man, for joining me here. Astros Reefer and David Vega, trying to get everybody possible. Philip Reynolds, of course. Brian B. Uncle Dave Gardner, always an honor when he joins me for a game. Clee baseball fan, good old Tim, Thomas Bartlett, Jeremy Brooks. I think I got everyone. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out through the turnstiles. Subscribe if you're not done so, and make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. I'll see you guys next time. The Mets go ahead and beat the Pirates on opening day. Historically, they won it 4-2. In this game tonight, they win it 6-3. Just a couple runs higher. See you guys next time.